Huo Yuhao began assisting the Shrek 7 devils in fusing with spirit souls. Among them, Bei Bei's martial spirit evolved into the radiant holy dragon, while Xu Sanshi was fortunate enough to obtain a 100,000-year spirit soul, transforming his martial spirit into the Golden Xuanwu. After Huo Yuhao met Tang Wutong again, she had lost her memory and could not recognize him at all. She even attacked him. It was only when Elder Xuan appeared and explained that Yuhao learned Tang Wutong had arrived at Shrek Academy a week earlier, applying to become a lecturer and also serving as a reserve member of the monitoring team. Elder Xuan also discovered that within her body existed the powers of both Wang Donghua and Wang Chuo. This confirmed to Yuhao that Tang Wutong was indeed Wang Donghua, and he swore that he would awaken her memories at any cost. Later, Yuhao prepared to conduct spirit-soul fusions for the members of the Tang Sect. Elder Xuan instructed him to bring Tang Wutong along so she could witness the miracle of spirit souls firsthand. Thus, Yuhao, Tang Wutong, Bei Bei, Xu Sanshi, and Jiang Nannan arrived at the spirit transmission tower. There, BG warmly welcomed them and invited the group into the spirit transmission hall, where 3 special soul beasts had been prepared for fusion. This grand hall had been constructed with the magic left behind by Electrolux, greatly increasing the success rate of spirit transmission. As soon as they entered, a dense aura of light energy filled the place. Both Bei Bei and Tang Wutong were highly sensitive to it. Bei Bei even praised the exquisite array, remarking that cultivating here would surely double the results. Yuhao explained that the array absorbed sunlight and stored radiant energy, specifically for spirit transmission, and could not be used for daily cultivation, lest it disrupt the ritual. While talking, the group noticed 3 soul beasts lying to one side of the hall. Though they were bathed in light, their breaths were weak and their lifespans nearly exhausted. In the center lay a heavenly dragon horse, its body pure white and majestic, head dragon-shaped back, covered in scales, a golden gemstone embedded on its forehead. Sadly, its eyes were dim muscles, slack and body-aged. On the left was a golden armored tortoise, its thick shell, heavy head and limbs withdrawn inside. On the right lay a massive pink serpent, the soft-boned pink snake, still bleeding from an unhealed wound. Baiji introduced them. The heavenly dragon horse had cultivated for 20,000 years, still carrying the aura of the radiant holy dragon in its bloodline. However, it had been gravely injured in its youth, never growing dragon wings, its cultivation stagnated, and its life force waning. She explained that since Bei Bei's martial spirit also contained traces of holy dragon blood, if they fused, the resonance might trigger its final transformation. Hearing this, Bei Bei sincerely revealed his blue lightning tyrant dragon, gradually stirring his holy dragon bloodline and sensing the aura of kinship. The heavenly dragon horse, once indifferent, slowly lifted its head, light flashing in its eyes, and finally approached to acknowledge him. This astonished BG greatly, for the heavenly dragon horse was proud and rarely interacted with humans. Yet now it willingly accepted Bei Bei. BG then turned to Xu Sanshi, introducing the golden armored tortoise. This species was renowned for longevity and auspiciousness, nearly without natural predators. However, despite being 30,000 years old and in its prime, this individual's vitality had been rapidly declining over the past 3 years, beyond even BG's ability to prevent. She explained that if Xu Sanshi could fuse with it, his Xuanwu martial spirit would evolve significantly, possibly becoming the Golden Xuanwu, approaching the might of the divine beast itself. Xu Sanshi fully understood the value of the golden armored tortoise, the sovereign of turtles and a symbol of good fortune. If it became his spirit soul, it could completely make up for the shortcomings of his clan's martial spirit, allowing it to transform into a true divine beast. Thinking so, he eagerly approached, half-jokingly, promising to find it a mate in the future. The tortoise, which had withdrawn into its shell, suddenly stretched its head out and even spoke human words. In an arrogant tone, it asked whether he dared to keep his promise. Xu Sanshi quickly flattered and probed gently about why it had no partner. Intrigued by his words, the golden armored tortoise softened its attitude and explained seriously the reason it never found a mate was because its aura was too strong, driving potential partners away. It then laid down a condition: if Xu Sanshi wished to obtain a second spirit soul in the future, it would only be with its permission. Xu Sanshi readily agreed, even offering to help with any difficulties it might have. Unexpectedly, the tortoise put forth a strange demand during the fusion ritual. Bei Bei must leave the spirit transmission hall and no other soul beasts could be present. The request startled Xu Sanshi, for Bei Bai's presence would guarantee the ritual's safety. Yet after a month of consideration, he agreed, then turned to Yuhao for his opinion. Huo Yuhao extended his spiritual power across the hall. Judging that in its current condition, the golden-armored tortoise posed no threat, he approved. Though Bei Bei frowned at the condition, she ultimately did not oppose it, and instead introduced the third soul beast, to Jiang Nannan, the soft-boned pink snake. This serpent had cultivated for over 30,000 years, and should not have been nearing its end. Unfortunately, it had been gravely wounded by a super Douluo in Shrek City. Though Bei Bei had risked her life to save it, its injuries had never fully healed. She explained its traits: a flexible body skilled in close combat. Once fused with a soul master, it could potentially achieve spiritual resonance, allowing the master to use the beast's skills, while the beast could learn the master's abilities. Jiang Nannan respectfully thanked her and slowly approached the pink snake. Though weakened, it still raised its head warily, baring its fangs in threat. Xu Sanshi tensed, ready to defend her. But Jiang Nannan merely spread her arms gently, showing goodwill. Feeling the serpent's hostility, she suddenly declared a shocking vow. From this day forward, she would never again kill a soul beast for a spirit ring. The oath deeply moved the pink snake. Even Bei Bei and the other beasts were shaken. Inspired Bei Bei, Xu Sanshi, and Yuhao all swore the same vow to never again hunt soul beasts for spirit rings. Xu Sanshi even pledged solemnly with his feelings for Jiang Nannan, making it more binding. Bei Bai's eyes grew moist with tears. She affirmed this as a historic step in the relationship between humans and soul beasts, promising that these youths would henceforth be honored guests of the great Stardew Forest. If they needed spirit souls in the future, they would be given priority aid. On behalf of the Tang Sect, Bei Bei further declared, from now on, they would lead their disciples to choose spirit-soul fusion over hunting soul beasts. In that harmonious atmosphere, the spirit transmission rituals officially began. The heavenly dragon horse was the first to rise affectionately, rubbing its head against Bei Bei. What shocked everyone most was that it allowed him to place his hand upon the golden gemstone, on its forehead the most precious treasure of its race, symbolizing absolute recognition. Under Huo Yuhao's guidance, the ritual proceeded far more smoothly than expected. The heavenly dragon horse's body gradually dissolved into radiant motes of light, merging into Bei Bei. Golden light erupted from him, his spirit power not only breaking through rank 70, but surging directly to rank 72. His martial spirit had completely evolved into the radiant holy dragon, a golden gemstone now shining on his forehead. When Bei Bei returned to human form, the heavenly dragon horse reappeared, its body rejuvenated, and even sprouting magnificent wings. It then transformed into golden light and entered his forehead, leaving behind a glowing mark before vanishing. Everyone rejoiced at Bei Bei's breakthrough, while he quietly thought to himself, the path to saving Tangya was now one step closer. Next came Jiang Nannan's turn. Since the golden-armored tortoise wished to go last, she stepped forward with the soft-boned pink snake. At Yuhao's signal, the ritual began. The pink snake suddenly coiled around her body, but not to constrict, merely to embrace her. She calmly reassured everyone, urging Yuhao to proceed. As his incantations echoed, the serpent's body glowed pink, gradually turning translucent until it became a rose-colored cocoon enveloping her. The cocoon pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat, each contraction deepening their fusion. Yuhao monitored closely with his spiritual sense and was astonished. Nannan's spirit power rose rapidly. Her seventh ring formed without issue, and all her previous rings were simultaneously strengthened, something impossible through ordinary ring fusion. When the cocoon vanished, Jiang Nannan reappeared. With a thought, a flexible, blood-red serpent manifested behind her in physical form, while her own figure temporarily disappeared. Even more incredible, her 7 spirit rings transferred onto the serpent's body. Moments later, she returned, the serpent now semi-transparent and coiling protectively around her, its head raised with pride. Bei Bei was overjoyed, recognizing that they had achieved true spiritual resonance. Nannan revealed that the serpent had already learned 3 of her soul skills and was continuing to comprehend more. This meant that in battle, she effectively gained a second partner, who could use her techniques, greatly enhancing her survival ability. Finally, it was Xu Sanshi's turn. Jiang Nannan stepped aside as he entered the center of the ritual array. Remembering the tortoise's request, BG withdrew from the hall. Yuhao noted the unusual demand, but wasn't worried since in spirit-soul fusion the beast was always in the weaker position. Sanshi steadied himself, shedding his usual playfulness and focusing seriously. When ready, he nodded firmly to Yuhao. Chants rose. Golden radiance enveloped both man and beast. Behind Xu Sanshi, the phantom of the Xuanwu appeared, while water and light elements intertwined with Yuhao's incantations. But unlike the earlier fusions, anomalies arose. From the tortoise's body burst dazzling golden light and overwhelming life force flooding into Xu Sanshi. Rather than becoming illusory, its shell grew more solid, its intricate patterns glowing brightly. Yuhao grew alarmed and prepared to interrupt, but Sanshi signaled that he was fine. The power was merging perfectly with him, fortifying his Xuanwu shield beyond imagination. At that moment, the spirit-guarding blade of life on Yuhao's forehead activated automatically, greedily drawing in life force. Even more astonishing, his four spirit souls, Snow Empress, Ice Empress, Sky Dream Iceworm, and Icegrass, all manifested to absorb the pure energy as well. Only then did his companions realize Yuhao harbored so many spirit souls. The golden armored tortoise's body swelled enormously, its diameter exceeding 5 meters. Yuhao realized it was no ordinary 10,000-year beast, and that the energy within it did not entirely belong to itself. As the fusion deepened, golden light coursed through Sanshi's veins, his blood turning luminous gold. He was drawing upon the tortoise's very essence of life. Then the tortoise spoke, reminding him to fulfill his promise of finding it a mate, lamenting that this fusion cost it dearly. The Sky Dream Iceworm suddenly recognized it. It had once taken part in absorbing its own life force millennia ago. Exposed, the tortoise admitted the truth. It had once been a 100,000-year soul beast. Greedy for vitality, it had secretly absorbed power from the Sky Dream Iceworm, then recklessly charged into the Lake of Life to steal a fragment of the Golden Tree of Life. But instead of granting strength, the fragment consumed its accumulated vitality. Fearing retribution from Di Tian, it had hidden its condition until desperate it chose to bond with a human as its only means of survival. The revelation shocked everyone, proof that greed often led to destruction. At the ritual's end, the tortoise's massive form shrank into golden light, fusing into Sanshi's Xuanwu shield. In his hand appeared a dark golden shield etched with tortoiseshell patterns. Most astonishing of all, Xu Sanshi's 7th spirit ring turned crimson, a 100,000-year spirit ring. His martial spirit had evolved into the Golden Xuanwu, its defensive power reaching unprecedented heights. Thus, the episode concluded. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to catch the latest updates. See you in the next video. Goodbye.